Welcome back to Twilight Imperium 4th edition. We're playing as the Federation of Sol here in the blue. I hope the blue is showing up okay. I had a comment that blue on blue is not doing too well, but I do zoom in quite a bit. I'm going to leave it as blue. I hope it's not going to be too big of a problem. I know I'm only at 720p resolution. That's a limitation of my camera. So I apologize for that if it's not looking too good. But when I do battles and things, I zoom in quite a bit. So I think we should be okay. All right. Well, we're continuing on with round 3. And turn order is Sardick Noir first, Federation of Sol second, Arborak third. So continuing on, let's have the Sardick Noir take another action. And the Sardick Noir are going to take a tactical action. So they're going to spend or place a token on the board. Let's go and see what it is they're going to do. I don't like the bug race that much. All right, let's see what they're going to do. Okay, so it looks like the Sardick Noir are activating this system right here. The one that was... we were battling over this one. They're activating this system here. Now, their dreadnoughts, they've upgraded to the extreme too. Their dreadnoughts now have a movement speed of 2. This is not particularly good. They are moving one of their dreadnoughts right here. Okay, and they have the super souped up dreadnought. Now, that's not particularly good news for us, the Federation of Sol. And that's basically their action for now. So up next in action turn is us, Federation of Sol. Let's see what we're going to do. All right, as Federation of Sol, we are going to do the diplomacy action. So we're taking our token off of here, and I hope you can see that. If not, I'll read it for you. It says, choose one system other than the Mechatol Rex system that contains a planet you control. Each other player places a command token from his reinforcements in the chosen system. Then ready each exhausted planet you control in that system. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And the secondary ability is spend a token from your strategy pool to ready up to 2 exhausted planets. Now, the Sardick Noir have no tokens in their strategy pool. The Arborak do. The Arborak may indeed go ahead and do that. Wow, I think they will, but we're going to go ahead and do the primary ability, choose a system, and the Arborak and the Sardick Noir have to place command tokens from the reinforcements in that system. And the system we're choosing is right here, Starpoint, which is bordered by a green horde. So the Sardick Noir have to place a command token in here, and so does the Arborak. So what that basically means is the Arborak or Sardick Noir can no longer activate that system, so we do not have to worry for this round anyway of an invasion taking place in that system from either of the other races. That was our action. Now, as the secondary ability, the Arborak will spend a command token out of their strategy area to refresh 2 of their exhausted planets. So let's go and do that for them as the secondary. All right, and I've already pulled their final token, command token of the strategy area. They're going to refresh this planet, Lodor, and this one that I can't pronounce, Tukran, Tekwaran. So now they have readied basically all their planets except one, which is pretty good for them. All right, that was our action. Up next will be an action for the Arborak. And the Arborak are going to take a tactical action. So they're going to take a token from their tactic, a command token from the tactic area, place it on the board. Let's go and see what it is they're going to do. All right, the Arborak are going to activate this system right here, which is good. I guess it locks these ships down, but they're going to move in their carrier. Now, they've got a command limit of capital ships of 4, and with their carrier, they are bringing in 2 ground forces. And they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 6 fighters here. They're going to leave 3 fighters in this system with their space dock. And they're going to take 3 fighters. Can they take that many? They cannot. They're only going to take in 1 ground force. All right, let me redo this. 1 ground force, because their carriers have a limit of 4 capacity. So they're going to come in here with 3 fighters. Wow. 3 fighters and 1 ground force that they're going to place there. All right, got it straightened out now. I just have to grab one of their fighters. and place it. Oh man, if I can get it out here. Should have done it ahead of time. Wasting time. Okay, and place it here on the system. So they've now taken over another planet, and we're looking pretty squeezed in here. Things are not looking good for Federation of Sol as far as future turns go, but we're going to see what's going to happen. So they've taken over Mexar Zal, so we're going to add that to their tableau. Alright, so they're going to add Mexar. And it's a red tech planet, so they can spend it for technology. Of course, they get it in the exhausted state. That adds another planet into their ever-growing green horde empire. Alright, that was the Arborak taking a turn. We're just going to keep going here. So up next again will be Sardick Noir. Alright, so the action the Sardick Noir are going to take is the leadership action. So they're going to take the token off of there. Gain 3 command tokens. Spend any amount of influence to gain 1 command token for every 3 influence. I don't think they're going to do that, but the secondary ability, which has the effect for Federation of Sol and Arborak, are spend any amount of influence to gain 1 command token for every 3 influence. I think we will be doing that. So let's deal with the Sardick Noir first. So we'll flip this card over so that I know that it's been spent. Let's go up to Sardick Noir. They're going to get 3 command tokens, and they can spend for every 3 influence and get 1 more. Not sure they're going to do it, but you never know. Alright, so they get 3, and they are going to exhaust this planet, which has a 3 influence value on it, to get 4 command tokens. So let's go ahead and see where they're going to put their 4 command tokens. They're going to put 1 in strategy, they're going to put 2 in tactical, and they are going to put 1 more in their fleet, which means they can have a fleet total now of 5 ships in any, capital ships in any system. Wow, I don't like the sound of that, but that's what they're doing. Alright, now we can spend influence as well to get command counters, so let's start with the Arborak. And the Arborak are going to spend this planet. It has a 3 influence value on it. And they are also going to... Oh man, that's such a waste for them. No, they're just going to go ahead and get 1 command counter. And they're going to place it in the... Where do they want to place it? I think they're going to place it in their tactical spot. Alright, over to Federation of Sol and see if we want to spend any influence for command counters. I'm pretty sure we do. Alright, we're actually going to exhaust Raron, which is worth 3 influence. We're also going to exhaust Centauri Prime. Centauri, for another 3 influence. That's going to give us 2 command counters, and I don't think... Are we going to do it again? Oh man, we're tapping ourselves pretty heavily. We could... I think we're going to do this one for 2, and... I thought I had 1 more. 2 and New Albion. For that's another 3. So we actually have exhausted enough influence for 3 command counters. We're going to put 1 in tactical, 1 in strategy, and we're going to put 1 in our fleet. So we can have 4 capital ships in a system. The arms race is taken off. Alright, that was the Sardick Noir taking an action. Up next is going to be Federation of Sol. Alright, for Federation of Sol, we're going to spend a token from our tactics action to put it on the board and do a tactical action. So let's go and see what we're going to do for Federation of Sol. Taking a look at Federation of Sol, we're getting in a little bit of trouble. We got the bugs on our border here. We got a mass of plant growth right around here, around this system. Of course, the Arborak can't do anything about this system at the moment. We only have 1 space dock here. We do have a space dock here, and I think we're going to do a little bit of building at Star Point. It has a 3 construction, so we can build 5 units in here. 5 units in here, and we have a lot of money to spend. And now we can have 4 capital ships. We have 3, a dreadnought, a destroyer, and a carrier. So let's go to our area and see what it is we're going to build in this system. Alright, so what we're going to build is our souped up carrier. We have our advanced carrier 2 here, costing 3 and 4 fighters, which is going to cost 2. So this is a total of 5, so we're going to spend 3 production from Star Point, which is where we're building, and 2 from Raskilon. For a total of 5, let's put our units out on the board, beefing up that sector of space. All right, so let's beef up this sector of space. Oh my god, so we're adding one of our advanced carriers, and we are allowed to have 4 capital ships. We have a destroyer, 2 carriers, a dreadnought now, and I'm going to use tokens here, 4 more tokens to go with our already 5 fighters. That's going to give us a total of 9 fighters in this system. So if the Arborak plant dudes get any funny ideas about invading us there, they're going to have a ton of fighters that they have to deal with. And that's the action for Federation of Sol. Up next is the Arborak. Okay, the Arborak are going to do a tactical action, so they're going to take a token from their tactic spot. Let's go to the board and see what it is they're going to do. All right, looks like they're going to do a little bit of building up. They are going to place a command token here in this system, the Melon and Zombat. They are going to move this carrier or cruiser in here to this system, and that frees up this system a little bit. And they can't move any more capital ships in here because they don't. Oh no, they have a capital ship limit of 4. Excuse me. They are going to move the destroyer back here as well. So now they have 3 destroyers in there, a cruiser, and they are able then to build in this system if they so desire. So let's see if they want to build anything there. And I'm sure they do. All right, and what the Arborak are going to build is 3 fighters. They can build 4, but they only have a space dock there, which is allows them to have 3 fighters. They can't build any infantry at all. They're not allowed. So it's going to cost them 2 production to do that. So they're going to do that for 2 production for 3 fighters. Now you split it the cost. Every one gives you 2 fighters, and you can't split planet cost. So basically they would be building 4 fighters. They can't because of production limitations, but they still have to spend 1 for every 2. So they're going to have to spend 1 for 1 here, which is a little bit of a waste. But hey, these are plant people. We don't know what they're thinking. They get their energy from photosynthesis. All right, so they're going to take their 3 fighters. They're going to place them out on that system. All right, so I guess they're just beefing up security in this zone. So they're going to add 3 fighters in there, which of course they can because they have a space dock. So now they have 3 destroyers, a cruiser, 3 fighters in that system. What are they thinking? They're adjacent to this wormhole and that one. Pretty nasty stuff. I don't know what they're thinking in the long run, but they're beefing up security pretty good. Well, that was the Arborak taking a turn. Back we go again to Sardick Noir. And the Sardick Noir are going to take a tactical action. So they're going to take a token out of their tactic spot, put it on the board somewhere, and let's find out what they're going to do. All right, looks like they want to beef up security in this sector of space with the green horde down here getting a little too close for comfort for them. They have a space dock there with a production value of 3, so they can build 5 units there. Let's go and see what they want to build in that system. And this is extreme long range, but they're going to be building a destroyer and 4 fighters. They have a capacity of 5, so they can do that. And how they're going to pay for it is they're going to exhaust this planet for 3. 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, cost of 6, not 5. 3 for that one, and 3 production for this one. All right, let's get their dreadnought and 4 fighters on the board. All right, so they're going to get their dreadnought out here. They have those super dreadnoughts, which are really dangerous. And 4 fighters. So they can handle 4 fighters because they have a space dock which holds 3, and they also have a carrier which has a capacity of 4. So that's beefed up their security a little bit there. That's the Sardick Noir taking an action. Up next again, we're going to have Federation of Sol. All right, so the action we're going to take is the construction action. We get to place a PDS or a space dock on a planet you control. And then we get to place a PDS on a planet we control. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And the secondary ability is place 1 token from your strategy pool. In any system, you may place either a space dock or a PDS on a planet you control in that system. And the Sardick Noir are the only ones with a command token in strategy, but they are not going to take advantage of that. And so we're just going to go ahead and do the primary ability. We get to place a PDS or space dock on a planet we control, and then a PDS on a planet we control. Let's go ahead, figure out where we're going to do that, and do it. And the first thing we're going to do is we are going to place a space dock right here on Quan with our massive ground troops and our 2 damaged carriers and our damaged dreadnought next door to the bug people. All right, that's what we're going to do. Now, we do get to place a PDS as well, but oh man, I don't know if I want to place the PDS there. I think I am also going to place the PDS on this planet right here, Quan. So anyone coming through this wormhole is going to get shot at by the PDS, and if the bug guys want to try and take over Quan again, they're going to have to deal with the PDS as well as their ships in the system. Okay, that is going to be the action, which is now exhausted, the construction strategy card. Up next is the Arborak again. And the Arborak are going to take a tactical action. Gee, I wonder what they're going to do. Let's go to the board, find out. The Arborak are going to activate this system right here. And by doing so, they get to move ships in here. So they're going to move this carrier in here, and the carrier is going to come along with the 2 fighters. So now they have 5 fighters in here with a carrier and a cruiser, and that's all they're going to do for moving ships. There would be a space battle, there would be a ground battle. Not going to happen. They now get to build here on Lodor, which is 3 + 2. They can build 5 units in that system. Let's see what it is they want to build. And all they want to build there, they're going to spend their 1 trade good. They're just going to build 2 fighters, and that's it. All right, let's get their 2 fighters out on the board. All right, so right here they're building 2 more fighters. They already have 5. I'm going to remove the 2 plastic fighters here, replace them with 2 tokens, and these are the 2 fighters that are coming on the board. So they have a stack of 3 fighters, and now another stack of 4 fighters. So the escalation of troops getting pretty darn ugly at that point in space. That is basically the Arborak's action, and I will consult my camera to see how long this playthrough episode has gone on, and I think we might be having 1 more action each. We'll find out here in a second. And it appears we have time for 1 more action each, so it's going to be Sardick Noir, Federation of Sol, Arborak. Sardick Noir are going to take a tactical action, so they're going to take a command token under their tactics, back to the board, and we'll see what it is they're going to do. Well, no big surprise. They're going to activate this system. They're going to be building units here. They have a production value on Arnor where the space dock is of 2, so they can build 4 units there. Let's go to their player mat, see what resources they're going to spend and what they're going to build there. All right, well, wow, the Sardick Noir are building their flagship. This costs them 8, 2 ground forces, 9, a destroyer, 10. That is all of the production they have, but their flagship is pretty dang nasty. So they're going to spend all their planets here, as I take 20 minutes to do so. Sorry, I should have flipped these all over. I just wanted to show you we are spending the 10 resources needed to build a flagship, a destroyer, 2 ground troops. Now their flagship is called the Cormoran Noir, and they get to apply +1 to the result of each of your other ships in combat rolls in this system. So whichever system the flagship is in, it also grants a +1 to all other ships in that system. The Sardick Noir innate ability already gives them a +1 to rolls on ships. If the flagship is with any other ships now, it's going to give them +2. These guys are deadly in space. Let's go place those units out on the board. Wow, brutal. All right, so, and they have a 5 capital ship limit, so they're putting their flagship out here. Oh my god. And a destroyer. And on the planet with the space dock is going to be 2 bug infantry. Wow, this is looking pretty ugly. Wow, that's a pretty ugly force. Okay, that was the action for Sardick Noir. Up next, Federation of Sol. All right, as Federation of Sol, we are going to take a tactical action. Why not? We can. So let's go to the board and activate a system. And I think we're going to start shaking in our boots here in a second. This is getting pretty ugly. Let's go and activate a system. Well, we're going to activate our home world. It's got only a space dock, no units. With the escalation of units happening in the galaxy at the moment, I think we better get building something. So let's go back to the Federation of Souls area and figure out what it is we want to build. And we now have a fleet limit of 4 as well. All right, well, we don't have a lot of resources at the moment. We have 5. So we're going to spend our final planets beefing up home security. We're going to build a cruiser, which costs 2. 2 destroyers costing 1 each for another 2 is 4. 2 fighters is 5. So that's a production cost of 5. We are allowed to put out 4 units because it's 4 production for the world plus 2, and that's 6 units. We're putting 6 units out. Let's go beef up the security in our home system. All right, well, we're going to be putting down 2 fighters, which are easily supported by our space dock. We're putting down a cruiser and 2 destroyers. Okay, and that's what we've got in our home system at the moment. And that's going to be our action for this turn. I guess this turn. The round is the entire thing, which takes, as you can see, a very long time. All right, last up for this episode will be an action from the Arborak, and let's go over to them and I guess see what they're going to do. All right, the Arborak are going to be playing an action card for their action, which is going to end off the episode for today, and it is Reactor Meltdown. Oh, lovely. Action. Destroy 1 space dock in a non-home system. So, they've managed to sabotage somebody's space dock. It's going to have a reactor overload meltdown. Let's see if they're going to be melting down some space dock, a Federation of Sol, or maybe one from the Sardick Noir. And they have chosen to destroy the space dock from the Sardick Noir. So that went up in the system there, melted down. The planet people are getting a little bit suspicious of the buildup over there by the Sardick Noir. So that's the one that melts down. All right, I'm going to zoom out now, and we're going to take a look at the state of affairs of the galaxy, and that's going to end off our episode for today. All right, and just before I end off our episode for today, I forgot, as I'm filming this, that both the Arborak and the Sardick Noir have something called Sarween tools. Let's have a look at it. It says, when 1 or more of your units are using production, reduce the combined cost of the produced units by 1. I didn't do that. Twice for the Arborak, twice for Sardick Noir. So they overspent. How I'm going to fix it, which I think is not going to affect the game very much, is I'm going to give each of the 2 races 2 trade goods because they overspent 2 production each when they had Sarween tools. All right. That's going to fix that, and now we're going to wrap up the episode for today. Sorry about that, but it is fixed now, so there you have it. All right, this is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. This is another third of the way through round 3. As you can see, very long game, lots of build-up taking place. Our next episode, I'm sure we will finish off round 3. So the Sardick Noir built their flagship. Oh my god, that's brutal. And they have their souped up dreadnoughts now on the board. They've upgraded those as well. When things are heating up quite a bit. So I'm not sure what's going to happen in the next episode. If you'd like to join me, you'll find out. The only strategy cards that haven't been played yet are Politics and Warfare. So those are yet to come for round 3. Nobody's passed yet either. So when we come back in our next episode, we're going to have Sardick Noir, then Federation of Sol Arborak continuing to take turns. And this is where we sit. So yeah, boy oh boy, I think we might have some massive space battles taking place in future episodes. So thanks so much for watching along. This is Twilight Imperium 4th edition. I'm doing a complete 3-player playthrough, which is most likely insane. But I hope you're enjoying it, and join me next time for the continuation.